Hey, what's going on, guys? Picked up a new Ratchet over the last week, and figured I'd give you guys a shout. This is a Gearwrench, the new 120 XP. Well, I say new. This came out a couple years ago now. A 3/8 drive locking flex head. Super nice. Picked it up on Amazon. It was on sale here in Canada for about 118, 120 bucks. So just wanted to do a quick little video showcasing it. I'll do a little bit of comparison. So start with the length. It is 15.5 inches long. I do have this 90 tooth in the background that I've had, which is about 9.5 inch long. I've had this guy for a while. Finally picked up a 120. Just go over some of the features of it. So you got your on-off switch here. You got your push button for your locking. When it's unlocked, it sticks up, but not very far. And it's got this detent. So you got all these positions, and you can lock it in. When it's locked, it does have a little bit of play. It does wobble back and forth a little bit, but super smooth. I'm very impressed for 120 bucks for a 3/8 drive. Very smooth. That was something that very much impressed me. I mean, I'm used to Snap-on. Snap-on dual 80s are really nice. I really do like them. But this guy's even smoother in my dual 80s. And I'll pull one out and just show you in a second. There's the grip. Kind of got their orange and black. It's kind of like a rubbery plastic. Not crazy fan of the grips. I find them a little small for my hands. I mean, the length is fine, but just the overall, how thick they are. They're very thin. Some guys obviously prefer chrome. I prefer a soft grip, being in Canada when it's freezing cold. Just something a little nicer to grab onto. But I'll go ahead. I'll just compare it here. I got my Snap-on out of my tool bag. This is their locking flex. There's unlock, whatever, but the back drag on this is more. It's definitely not terrible. I do like Snap-on's dual 80s, and I like the grip. So comparing them is a $250 Ratchet. I mean, obviously this is the short handle. You can get these in 13-inch. So it's not exactly apple-to-apple comparison, but is the Snap-on better than the Gearwrench when it comes to a 3/8 drive locking flex head? And honestly, it's kind of hard to say, in my opinion. I actually prefer this Gearwrench just a little bit more. Now, I haven't really gotten too many chances to use it yet. I'm actually going to be putting this in my tool bag and carrying around with me, really getting the feel for it. I've carried this one around for over a year in my tool bag, and it has never failed me. I have literally almost stood on this handle and nothing. It didn't break, nothing. Perfectly working, no issue. Between the two, I'd say I like the size of the head of the Gearwrench more. It is slimmer. So I picked up a digital caliper so we can measure that. It's not terribly smaller, but it is slightly smaller. So let me line this up. So the width on the Gearwrench, you're looking at 28. See if I can get the number to stop. I'm moving around. I apologize. About 28.30 mil. Again, I'm moving around. That's my fault. And on the Snap-on, 30.39. So you're about 2 mil thicker on the Snap-on. Is 2 millimeter really that big of a deal? I don't think so. Now, everyone likes to measure the up and down from the anvil. I don't see this as being a priority. I'll explain in just a second. There you go, 27, 37. And on the Gearwrench, you're 26.74, 26.40. So the Gearwrench head is smaller than the Snap-on in both the thickness here and in the width. Now, everyone's always like, well, I want as thin a head as possible. I mean, and everyone talks about go with Matco. To be fair, I don't see this thickness, unless it's ridiculously chunky, being that much of an issue. By the time this is a super shallow Capri impact socket, I mean, if I can't get this in there, I'm going to just grab a wrench. I mean, I'm just going to use an open-end wrench. I'm not reaching for a ratchet. I have ratcheting wrenches if it's that tight. So this thickness doesn't bother me. The width, however, like this dimension, that one definitely can be an issue. But is 2 millimeters going to be that much of an issue? I don't think so. Both of these ratchets are lifetime warranty. You can obviously get them replaced. If you have a Snap-on dealer, simply just walk on the truck. He can fix it or replace it immediately, depending if he has it on the truck. Gearwrench, you have to send them an email, send them pictures. You have to send them all this proof that you purchased it and that you didn't steal it or something. And then they'll eventually send you one. I've heard good things and I've heard bad things about Gearwrench's warranty. I've never personally had to use it, so I can't give any, personal experiences with it, but that's up to, each individual. Between the two, the Gearwrench is a smoother back drag. It is a lot less, so it requires a lot less force to, turn a loose fastener. I like the head of it. I like the back drag more than the Snap-on, but I like Snap-on's grip more. It is a thicker handle. I like comfort grips. Guys obviously like them or hate them. I like them. I prefer Snap-on's grip. It is a thicker, it feels more meaty in the hand than this. Obviously, this one has the same grip as the 90 tooth. The 90 tooth is also, you can hear that. It is chunky, but it still is smooth. I mean, these are good ratchets too. One thing that is something I'm really glad that Gearwrench does is they do put that on and off on the ratchets. I mean, some guys are like, oh, you don't need that. It's like, for me, yes. Like, that has to be on there. I'll just grab my Matco here, which is like almost 3 times the price of that guy, and they don't put it on there. It's like, well, the heck, Snap-on does it. Capri does it. Milwaukee does it. Gearwrench does it. That's just a nice feature. I do like that. I appreciate that, and I won't buy ratchets now on that don't say on or off. Personal preference. I mean, obviously, guys are going to say, well, I don't really care one way or the other. It matters to me, so I like it. The locking mechanism's nice. It works. So I'm really excited to use this year. I'm going to definitely put it through its paces. I wanted a ratchet with a longer handle in my tool bag. Obviously, I was running this guy just by himself, and he got by pretty good. I mean, but I should have went with the longer one. You can get this in a 13-inch. This is like the 9.5-inch. I definitely should have gotten the 13. Hindsight's always 20/20. But this guy will still be good, if I need just a little smaller handle just to get into areas. But I wanted more leverage for my tool bag. I wanted a ratchet that, you don't feel as bad if you're dropping it in the dirt or, abusing it. Yeah, these can take abuse, but, it's one of those when you pay so much, you kind of don't like abusing the tools. And I personally don't like abusing my tools. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Do you have a Gearwrench? Do you have one of these new 120 XPs? Do you like them? Do you hate them? Let me know. I mean, are you able to put your weight into this and not break, or have you warrantied these out so many times that you can't recommend them? Personally, I have experience with the Snap-on. I can highly recommend it, but it obviously isn't for everybody's price point. Gearwrench does come in cheaper. Again, by the time it's said and done, this guy was running around that $140 Canadian cheaper than a Snap-on. But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Hope you all have a great day, and peace.